In this video, we're going to have a look at what's involved in completing a fit inspection from start to finish. As always, we're going to start from the main menu and click on the Fit tile, and then click on Fit Inspections here at the top of the submenu. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that you've got some options for which locations and buildings and rooms that you want to do your inspection in. I'm in my demonstration district here. I'm going to do an inspection at, let's say, Ridge Elementary School. I'm going to do an inspection in Building B, and we'll default to the top of the list here because no inspections have been done. Note the check boxes here next to each room. As inspections are completed in each room, the check will appear to show that one has been done within the current school year. It's important to note here that if you've got multiple inspectors working at the same site, in order to prevent overlap or duplication, they'll see these check marks update in real time, just so they know somebody's already done that room. I can move on to the next one. You'll also notice the Add New Building and Add New Area button here. If you've done some renovation or some construction and you need to add some rooms or perhaps even a building, you can do that within the workflow here without having to leave the fit inspection area. Once you've got the room selected that you want to do an inspection on, you just click Next. And here we go. Notice at the top we've got your square footage and room volume information, which is necessary for the fit. We've actually got a calculator built in here that lets you just enter length, width, and height, and we'll generate the room volume and square footage for you. So we'll just invent some values here and apply those to the fields. If a mistake is made here or you want to change those values, you can type into them directly or just clear it out and start over. Now, I won't go over each of the 15 categories. I'm sure you're well familiar with them, but I do want to call your attention here to the predefined comments fields. Now, we've drawn these predefined comments directly out of the California Fit Inspection Good Repair Standards documentation. These are the common or listed deficiencies within that official California documentation, and you can actually save a lot of time just by clicking directly on one of these. If you happen to run into one of these deficiencies, by clicking on it, you actually accomplish several things at once. So we'll just, for example, we'll click on one here. Now notice just by clicking on that, I've entered in that comment into the comments field, and I've selected my extreme deficiency. The system's smart enough to know that if you select a deficiency of any kind, you need to have a comment. So we'll do that for you if you use a predefined comment. Just to show how the system will respond if you don't have a comment, we've got an extreme here. I'm going to try and submit the inspection, and you'll notice it gives me an error and helpfully shows me which question is missing the comment so that you can go in there and add that information. For the purpose of this demonstration, we'll just mark everything OK, no deficiency. Another item I'd like to call your attention to is our camera functionality. So we've got built into the system image integration. Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sometimes words alone aren't enough to kind of clearly identify where the issue is and what the nature of the problem may be. So we've built in the ability to use your device camera while you're doing an inspection. And when you take a picture using that tool, it'll associate the image with that item in your inspection and with that room and that building. And those images will show up in your fit reports, in the PDFs that are generated, and in the fit deficiency view for you to review with your team later on. Once you're satisfied with all of the items that you've entered for your inspection, you've got a few options here at the bottom. Now, if for some reason you need to just delete the inspection and start over, you've got that option down here on the left. And on the right, you've got the option to complete the inspection or save it for later. Now, let's say you get interrupted and you need to go do something else for a while. You can save your inspection and come back to it later without having to start over, and we'll show you where those inspections show up. Or you can complete it when you're done, and that'll just finalize the inspection for that room at that time. So we'll go ahead and just complete the inspection. So you'll notice it's brought me back to the Fit Inspections menu, and there's one item here I want to call your attention to. It has defaulted now to the next room in my list of rooms that has not had an inspection done. Remember, we talked earlier about this indicator updating in real time. I just did an inspection on B1. If anybody else was on the site with me and they opened up their Fit Inspection tool, they would see that that had been completed, that they don't need to do B1, and they can move on to the items in the list. We do that to kind of streamline your process and just keep you moving on to the next inspection. Now, I said earlier that you can actually see your fit inspections that have been saved. If you just click on My Fit Inspections or All Fit Inspections, you'll get a list of those items that have been completed and saved, and we'll indicate here which the case may be. And in either case, you can open them back up and have a look at them at a later time. Just pay attention here to this date range. This will kind of constrain the inspections being displayed to a particular date range. You can keep that down to the default of 60 or open it all the way up to the school year or all the inspections that have been done at any time ever.